Hi everybody, I'm Pam Taylor. I'm still at the campus, so I don't know how soon this is going to be uploaded. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what day it is. Uploading from here is a pain in the neck. The 2-minute and 45-second video I uploaded the other day took almost 9 hours to upload. I know some of you don't like the idea I smoke, but hey, everybody knows I smoke. Because I've said it in almost every one of my videos so far. Today, we're going to revisit my very first video, because I can now actually film it without all the mess of trying to film in that bedroom with my video screwed up, as it was. So we're gonna do another dragonfly. Only this one is gonna be a heck of a lot smaller. I'm not sure what you use those big ones for. I think I'll put some magnets on them eventually when I get some, and do something with that. This one's gonna come out a little smaller. You know I don't know how to edit, so I don't have a finished piece to show you right now. We're just going to take some stuff and try to make one. Now, I got round nose pliers. I got flush cutters. I got a pair of bent nose pliers. And I got a pair of wire straighteners. I got some 5mm metal rounds. I got some 6mm crystal rounds, and I got some 8mm fluorite rounds. Very pretty. I got some 18 gauge 1/4 inch jump rings. I got some 18 gauge wire, and I've got some 28 gauge wire. This time I know what gauges I'm using. It's not junk. The wire is actually from Powerwire. I got the wire, the jump rings, in I'm a Patreon of Yvonne Williams at Bacteria's Creations on her YouTube channel, and I'm one of her patrons, and I get one of her craft kits. That's where the wire and the jump rings came from. The beads came from elsewhere. I also have some little daisy bead spacers just in case. I don't know what I'm doing yet, except it's going to come out as a dragonfly. So, I still don't know whether I'm going to need to change wire gauges. I do have some 20 gauge wire if I have to go to that for the body, but we'll see. So we're going to start with the wings. So we take the 28 gauge wire, which is fairly fine, and therefore can be a pain in the neck. And we're going to straighten that out, because we want the wings to be like a dragonfly wings, really lacy and pretty. So we're using a very small gauge of wire. Now you need about, let me find out exactly how much I'm moving. Get out my Stanley 12-foot tape measure. Say, okay, we're going to go with about 3 inches. From there, we're going to wrap around 3 fingers, side by side. That's once. Oops, don't kink your wire. Especially not with the opposite end. See, I'm having some problems. Let's switch to the other camera so you can actually see what I'm doing. Here we go. Twice, 3 times, 4 times. Okay. Now we're going to take it to this end and cut the 2 ends off, equal. With the flush cutter toward, remember, one side cuts a bevel, the other side cuts flush. So what you do is you put it to the flush side and yep, cut it off. Yeah, right. My flush cutters are not cutting. What's wrong? Come on, you stupid cutters. Cut. There they went. Okay. Put them over there because they gotta get sharpened. And we'll put this back in its baggie as soon as I can get it. Make sure it's not tangled and get the ends a little unscrewed and untwisted, and we get it into this form. We put it back in the baggie that's marked with what size it is. We won't need any more of that for this one. Mainly because we don't. We've got 4 kinda even with 2 long ends. We're going to take the 2 long ends and twist them together. And then we're going to take one of these 2 ends and we're going to wrap it through the loop. My camera doesn't zoom, so I hope you can see what I'm doing. Really tight holding those 4 wires together. At least twice. I'm going to take it a 3rd time just to be on the safe side. Now we take 2 wings that way, 2 that way. And we separate them out so that they actually look like dragonfly wings. Pull them out really nice and narrow like dragonfly wings are. Now we're going to take one of these wires and we're going to go through one dragonfly wing. Sorry, I'm a one-eyed bandit. My depth perception is crappy. We'll go through this one, and then we'll come up through this one. And we will do everything on our power not to get it tangled. And we will wrap it maybe 3 times just to make sure that they stay in that configuration. Twice, and now we take it to the 3rd time. We push it all together as tight as it'll go. Remember, this is pretty thin wire, so be careful. Now we go to the other side, take the other wire, and do the exact same thing. Once. Twice. third time. Tighten it up as good as we can. Push them together. Tighten them up again. And we have got dragonfly wings. They're not very stable. They'll bend a lot and buckle. But that is okay. We will revisit the dragonfly wings. And what I'm doing, I just bent them so that the thinner ones are on the top and the bottom ones are thicker, like a dragonfly. And those two wires are just hanging out down the bottom. Now we're going to go to our 18 gauge wire and hope that this works. Now I'm going to start on the 18 gauge wire by using this and actually taking a piece and running it through the wire straightener a couple times, simply because I'm going to put little beads on here. We're going to take our 5mm because they're the smallest, but 5mm metal beads should fit on here, and we find out if it goes on the wire. If it doesn't, we'll have to drop down to a size 20. That one works. Let's test out our crystals. We'll need probably 4 of them for the body of our dragonfly. So I got out 4. And we find the hole on these crystal rondelles, and yeah, that one works. That one works. Number 3 goes on. The problem with filming here where I'm filming is, we all know beads' natural habitat, the one they gravitate trying to get back to all the time, is the floor. Well, this is a deck and it's got holes in the floor, so their natural habitat around here is the ground underneath the floor. And if they make it to their natural habitat, I can't get them back. So, we don't want them going to their natural habitat. I would be using a bead tray, but I ain't got one here. Now, there's the arrangement of beads I got for the body. And we're gonna now pick out an 8mm fluorite round to use for the head. I think I want a nice dark purple. Let's see what we got. Here's a nice good one. What do you think? I think it's nice. It's perfect. So that's the head. There is our dragonfly body. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a loop on this end. Because we're going to turn this into something that looks something like an extra long bead loop or a bead link. So, since I don't want to waste wire, I'm going to take my bent nose pliers and I am going to put a 90-degree bend where I think the wire needs to be. Then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to grab here and I'm going to wrench this thing back. Now, that's got to be straightened up. So we're going to go down in here and we're going to straighten this up so that it's straight on top. Now we're going to take the beads and we're going to line them all up there where we want them. Like that. We're going to get those flush cutters and hope they cut the 18 gauge. And we're going to take about the width of my pointer finger here. And we're going to cut it flush to the work. And it worked. Of course, that made me lose a bead. Oh well. We can put it back on because it didn't make it to its natural habitat, as I caught it, thankfully. Okay. Now we take the bent nose pliers and we do the thing with the 90-degree angle here again. As close to the bead as we can get it. Bring it down. That looks like it's a little long, but it's not. Now we're going to grab it about the same place we grabbed it before, and we're going to roll it back until we have it closed, which we have to do. We have to close this end. And we gotta straighten it up, as dragonfly bodies are straight most of the time. Okay, there is one finished dragonfly body. Up, put it up where you can see it. This is the head. It's a little loose right now. That's a good thing. Now I'll take my bent nose pliers and grab this end. Give it a twist. You gotta hold on to this end here. Because the truth of the matter is, we want the two of them in the same straight line. Just as if they were a beadlet. And we got our body. Now, we're done with the 18 gauge wire. So we might as well put that back in the baggie. I just saw this. Give me a half a second while I dig. Oddball stuff, I don't know what it is. Got okay. I'm going to use the 28 gauge. I'm going to call this color old bronze, but I don't know what it is. So truthfully, I'm using multiple different kinds of wire. That's okay. As a matter of fact, with some people they say the more the merrier. The more wire, the more different kinds of wire, the better they like the piece. I know they're few and far between, but they do exist out there. Now, this is 28 gauge, so it's really fine. And I may end up using the whole thing. I don't know yet, and I don't know how much is here. It came in one of the craft crates that I got, and I don't know how much it is because it doesn't say on the bag how many feet or inches or whatever they give you. This is even finer than that, which is a good thing. We're going to take one end of this, and we're going to connect it here to the wings. With a nice little wrap. It's okay. Now, like I did the other one, I'm going to come up and I'm going to take the whole mess and put it through the wing. No, I'm not. I have to cut the wing or cut the mess eventually. I'm just going to go over the top and make like netting of this 28 gauge wire across around the 26 gauge wire. When I get to the end up here, I'm going to take it back down. No, I'm not. That's a little too messy for me. I'll do it the other way. First, we get this out of the way, and we're going to leave that connected. I'm going to take about, much, 3/4 of my arm's length. Cut it off. Unbend my thing. Like I said, my camera doesn't zoom, so I hope you're getting this. We're going to wrap it around, up and through, around, up and through. Now we don't want a solid fill. We're going loose, but we're going and we're connecting every time. A full wrap around, so we go up and through twice. Come on. Eyes work. I know some of you say, why don't you take some time off and let your eye heal? Because I don't wanna. I'd go stir crazy if I wasn't allowed to craft. And hey, I think some of you are the same way. We'll go down. I know. It's messy. But it's gonna be lacy when it's done, and that's the idea. You don't want this to appear to be solid or anything like that. You want it to look fragile. And in a way it is fragile, so watch it. But you're going to take it all the way to the point. And you'll do a better job than I do because you're not a one-eyed bandit. You actually have depth perception. I don't right now. Because I've only got one eye. But we're getting there. And maybe you'll agree with me that it looks half decent when it's done. If not, oh well. Now I'm thinking about a lot of things. Because I have to. Things that I don't need to explain to you. If I get some certain comments in I might open up a little bit about certain things. But I've only got until October 8th to be here. Now we got to the end, as close to the end as I'm willing to take it. So now we're going to go backward. Only this time, getting it through the middle is not going to be as good as anything, so I'm just going to wrap it right around the outside of this wing. Give it good bends everywhere. And bring it all the way down to that wing. Okay, now this wing is a wonky mess, but we want that. We want it to look like a captured dragonfly. So, and dragonflies are nature, and that's that. It doesn't really have to be perfect. As a matter of fact, it's better off when it's not perfect. Although we can straighten that out some. Because we could, and we did. And we go up this side. And once again, we're going through the middle, around to the other side, through the middle, around to the other side, up through the middle. This is getting redundant. Oh well. We do this all the way to the point just like we did the other one. Now I can't edit. So you're gonna have to sit here and watch me finish this. And I still got the other side to do. I guess that'll be okay. I mean, it's not like some of you. I mean, the one that originally challenged me to figure this one out and resulted in the junk which I'm trying to replace now is Carrie of Epiphany Craft. The day she and PJ tried to do them, now they were doing bigger ones than I'm doing right now. And they considered what they did an epic fail. So truthfully, basically whatever I do is better than what they came up with. The instructions that Carrie got off of Pinterest, I looked them up. They're not instructions at all. They're a series of pictures that show very, very little. And what they do show is not conducive to saying, I got me a dragonfly. They're more conducive to say, I've got me a mass of wire and beads, if you try to follow them. You have this from time to time with internet teachers. But hey, what are you going to do? You do what you have to do. Now there's 2 wings. We take these little endies thingies on the end here, and we're going to take them both together and wrap them around. Remember, the shorter the wire gets, the more dangerous it gets. Even a 30 gauge wire, which is dead soft, is considerably stronger than your skin. When it comes to that point of tension, when it's almost there, and you're almost out of wire, that little end has been work hardened and a few other things, and therefore it is stronger. Now I'm going to take these and I'm just going to give them a little bit of work hardening by mashing them with the nylon job pliers. So if you're not careful, when you get a little end, it's going to slice into your fingers like you don't know what. Yeah, I had to relight my cigarette. That happens occasionally. Didn't work. Oh well. Now I gotta take another piece. Like I said, about 3/4 of the length of my arm. One arm. Maybe a little more on this end. Flush cutters. Got the flush end there. Oh, I got a little extra wire. I may not be using it on this project, so to keep it from getting in the way, I'm gonna put it back in the baggie. Yeah, I know, you see my cigarette. Some of you might decide to unsubscribe because I smoke. Oh well. I really don't give a damn. I know what, and I've tried to quit. We could get into that. We could get into a discussion about how much it costs to stop smoking. And how vaping doesn't do you any good, or at least it never did it for me. And what the stop smoking drugs are like. I've been on several of them. But I won't bore you with that. Take my advice. If you don't smoke now, don't start. If you do smoke, Somebody's got to put up with it. But whether you know it or not, the American government, whether it's the federal or the state, due to the sin taxes on cigarettes, okay, the federal sin taxes would require the shutting down of payments to Congress. Because they'd have to cut Congress's pay. And you know Congress isn't going to let them cut their pay. Oh yeah. Some states in the United States, I'm not going to name which states, would have to close almost every state prison they've got if everybody in the United States that currently smokes stopped smoking for 30 days. They wouldn't have the money to pay the guards. Again. And that's just the cigarette taxes. Now they say that the cigarette taxes go to health care and that kind of crap. No, they don't. They go to whatever the state Senate says they have to go to. And in some cases it pays for the prison system. In some cases it actually pays for other things. And sometimes it pays what it says. But if everybody quit smoking, the smoking cessation stuff that everybody says everybody should quit smoking, they'd still have to pay the same amount. Because trust me, Medicaid doesn't pay for much. Even with Obamacare. But that's another thing you don't want to get me on. Sorry. I'm outside. And being outside, you gotta deal with bugs. And other things like neighbors. And airplanes. Ignore the noises. Now, I know there are some that say, but it's not symmetrical. Well, sorry, it can't be symmetrical simply because of what it is and how it's being done. My depth perception is almost giving me too much grief. I should say my lack of it. But we're getting there. We've been recording now for 39 minutes. And we're over halfway done. Because if you remember correctly, we've already got the body made. We just have to get it attached. There is first half of the second set of wings. So now let's do the same thing on the bottom set of wings, or the bottom wing for this set. Sorry. Words are hard, as Vaughn Williams says almost every time I see her. Now, I watch a lot of YouTubers. Carrie and PJ through 70 Acre Studios. That's Melissa Bishop and her group, The Flock, on Facebook. She seems to be a very nice lady. Of course, most YouTubers seem to be very nice people. I worry about Carrie and PJ sometimes. Because, you know, if you'd ever watch their live streams, you'd know why I worry about them, I think. But they were very sweet. Probably didn't have any idea they were doing it. But this year, after living together for, I forget, I mean, I know I was told how many years, but I forget how many years the two of them have been living together. They raised children together and everything else. But they weren't married. That's okay. I've done that a time or two in my life. Different guys. Don't have a man in my life right now, and don't want one. But this year, I got the surprise of my life. I've been sick. You know, the pain from the shingles and all that started on the 6th of July. That's what's wrong with my depth perception right now. I gotta keep my eye covered because it hurts when it's in the light. Okay. We can turn it around and head back. Well, on my birthday, that's July 24th, for those of you who want to know. I was headed to the doctor again. Well, the next day, I get on Facebook, and what do I find out? Because I finally got the pain medication correct. And I'm back to the net. And what do I find out? PJ and Carrie are husband and wife. Now, I knew they were going to do it sometime in July. But, congratulations, kids. You got married on my birthday. Now, some of you might want to know how old I am. So I'm going to pull something from another YouTuber, Elizabeth Brewer. And I'm going to tell you that I am level 56 in this game of life. As of July 24th. Now, my mother is in her 70s and very much wants something from me for my birthday. So, on the way to the doctor's, we stopped and let's take a 2-minute break. I'm back. Yeah. We stopped at the restaurant. One of my favorites. On the way to the doctor's. Now, I did okay. Even though, because by that time I was taking quite a bit of OTC, painkiller. 4 ibuprofens. And an Aleve every morning. Yeah. I was on an awful lot of pain medication. So I was okay at the restaurant, and I actually was able to eat. Then I went to the doctor, and the doctor gave me a prescription refill, which we picked up on the way back from the doctor's. Now, my birthday meal at the restaurant was my sister and my mother and me. That was it. I got niece, nephews, grandnephew, grandniece. But they're all busy with their own lives. I have no children of my own. So, if I call you kids, that's okay. I've got lots of kids. Now, we're going to go back to the other camera. And we're going to put the body on these wings. First thing we do is we say, okay, which way does it go? Well, I'm going to take these 2 wires and I'm going to put them through this loop that we made. Okay. That means this is now the head. I'm going to bend them down and wrap the 2 of them together right around the bottom of the loop. A couple times. This is, for one thing, it'll tighten up the beads, and for another thing, it'll position these guys so that I can then take them once again and separate them out again. One on each side of the loop to become the antenna. I'm going to take the long wire that's left over from my second set of wings, and I'm going to wrap it around the base of the head. See, right here between this bead and that bead. A couple of times. And pull it nice and tight. Now we gotta move things around. It's only wire. It will move. Trust me. Now we've got that. Very nice. We're going to take this and we are going to swirl it between the beads, down across the beads, between the bead, across the bead, between the beads, across the bead, between the beads, across the bead, between the beads, across the bead, and wrap the end of it all the way down here around this bottom loop. Which we will wrap up completely and give a squeeze with the bent nose pliers to tuck the end nice and tight. And And that looks kind of like a bead cap at the bottom. Okay, that's what we have so far. Oops, upside down. Now, we need something else. Because the antenna can't just stick there like that. So, we're going to make some loops on them. Take you around those pliers. And the closest you can get to the tip of the wire with your tip of your pliers. And wrap it around. And keep going. Until you've got a little loopy. Now that looks kind of like a backwards P. That's okay. That's what we want. Now we're going to go the other way on the other one. And we make the backwards P there. And we try to straighten them out so they look like they match. Then we can take the pliers and the nylon jaws and straighten them out so that they actually are somewhat where they belong. This one has to come over here. This one's got to go over there, simply because of their length. And we don't want them that long. Then we make sure that's straight. Use the nylon jaw pliers to straighten up this loop some and flatten them and work hard in the whole mess. That works. Now you've got your dragonfly. That's a pretty big dragonfly. It's not anywhere near as big as the one that we had before. The last time I made it, it was a lot bigger. Now, straighten out the wings because they will still bend. And believe me, when you wear it, it'll bend a lot. But that's okay. Means it's free. I don't have any chain to hook this on to make an actual necklace right now. But I'm going to take 18 gauge 1/4 inch jump ring and I'm going to open it up. I need another pair of pliers. I'll use these. Okay. Open it up just enough to put it on here. Good sturdy close. Make sure it's not pokey. It still is loose, so we're going to mash it this away, right across the bend, and that works. And we have got a pendant. It's good. It's a little big for most pendants, but believe me, it'll work. Now for me, I may not wear this on a necklace, but it is a pendant. You could put it on a neck chain, or you could take it and put it on a junk journal on the cover, hanging it from this jump ring. Sorry, I kicked my camera. And now I'm screwed up. There we go. One finished dragonfly. So, let's switch cameras again. Okay. See? It's a little big for a pendant. You know, there are some that like jewelry this big, though. So, let's see if we can get it in the size. Because the bottom camera does stuff that the upper camera doesn't do. There we go. There we go. Almost all of it in the camera view. Let's turn it this away. And you can see it's a nice little piece. Now, I don't know how soon it'll be till I get this uploaded. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I know I can't upload it from here. I've had you for 57 minutes and 47 seconds. That's gonna take 24 hours to upload from here, if I can do it. Which I doubt I can. But I'm gonna say goodbye for now. I'll see you next video. I do love y'all. And I appreciate it. If you'd subscribe and hit the notification so you get my new videos when I put them up. And we'll talk about other things maybe next time. See you around.